What's down, guys? Hi, I'm Sky, and I feel like I just need to talk. I I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but I just need to talk. And this seems like the only way to talk about the thing I need to talk about without, talking to myself or talking to someone that might get upset. But I'm talking because recently, for those of you who don't know, and for those of you who do know, first of all, let me just say, I am not meaning anything offensive in this video. I'm not meaning anything bad or something towards anyone. I just need to talk. So, the people who I'm about to talk to and the families who will be watching, if you are watching this, there's no thing against you guys. I'm not trying. This is in all respect. I just need to talk about this. Let me just make that very clear. This is a very serious video too, since it's on a very touchy subject. And I just got to thinking, and since under my recommended, I saw a video that Markiplier uploaded. And, I was just going on YouTube, checking on my channel. And I saw a video, and it was apparently about a friend of his that in his family was visiting. And it was this, I guess Mark's friend of his, committed suicide. And it's very hard for everyone to take in, and I get it. It's when someone kills themselves, it's hard for people to, especially if you're close to the person, for you to just take it in. And it's not easy. It's not an easy process, and you want to ask questions like, why, God? Why did you do this? And it got me thinking. His video was about the person's family who died. They went to go visit the place where he last stayed. I don't know anything about. I just saw the video, and it reminded me, because they were talking about his son. The family of the person who died, talking about the son, and he died and stuff, and it just, I know I keep repeating myself, but I'm trying to be very careful as to what I say. There's recently been a lot of people who have passed on recently. I know one of them, I'm not going to say their name, but they are a part of my church. Two people are part of my church. And in respect of the family, I'm not going to say their name, but they were two very good people. And I don't know if, I think they knew each other. I'm not sure, but they were two very good people. One, the cause of death was a tumor in his brain, and such a awful slow process that was hard for my mom to see, for the family to see. It's terrible when someone you know and love is dying slowly, and you know that they're gonna go someday. And another one, she had heart failure. I'm not going to give too much information in respect to the family, but just know that it was because of heart failure, it was because of medical problems, I guess. I don't know the correct term, but, and just the other night, my mom and my cousin and I were sitting down, and we were having like a little devotion church thing, and we're wanting to try it. I'm not gonna say too much about any of this respect for people, okay? But we just started talking about the two people who recently died, and then there's another person who died, and from my school, he killed himself also. And it's, for me, I wasn't really close with these people. And I can't really say that I have known someone close to me that has died and that I've had to go through that, you know? And I know there are a lot of people that are going through the death of a loved one, that it's hard for them to just go through it. I mean, humans, we don't want to leave Earth. We are made to live. I think that's why we're here. We're made to live our life, and then whatever comes next, you know. We can't really predict our future, but you can do something about your future, blah 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 thing. And I felt the need to talk about this because I had a thought, just a very simple thought. And I think my mom brought this to my attention like a few weeks ago. And she was basically saying, and I've always thought about this, and this is not to go on a political rant, right? Nothing to do with politics, just a thought. Why is it when someone dies and we have a funeral for them, why do we put them in a casket and wear all black and then bury them in the ground? And it's just the saddest thing for us to do. You know, it's like very, very sad for those of you who haven't ever been to a funeral. It's very sad, and it's a very hard thing to go to. And just a little lesson for everyone out there. I mean, not to sound like I'm rude or anything, but in the Spanish culture, in different cultures, there are like a lot of ways to have a funeral. You know, when someone passes on, you do something. It's like you do something for the person that passed on. And in the Spanish culture, they have, what is it? El Cinco de Mayo, the Day of the Dead. I think I said that right. The Day of the Dead. And it's basically a celebration. It's nothing like anything sad, anything depressing. They dress up in skeleton. They wear masks, like skeleton masks, and they go and dance around. They have parades, and it's celebration for the Day of the Dead. And it's amazing, and I've always wanted to go to something like that. And you know, the family members of the person who died go to their grave, and they put flowers and whatever. They decorate the grave. They don't look at it as a sad thing. And that's amazing to me because, you know, obviously for humans it's natural to when someone dies, it's natural to be sad. It's a natural human thing. I mean, we're not gods or anything and can be like, oh no, we don't have to worry, they'll be in heaven with us. You know, it's a sad thing because we're humans. We can't help it. We have a thing called depression. We get depressed, and I don't know, just someday, I mean, I'm not talking about anytime soon, just when I'm an old lady, when it's my time to go, I don't want people to be sad. You know, the person I talked about, the two people that died recently from my church, they weren't sad people. They weren't sad. They were very happy and joyful people. And my mom was talking about when she went to their funeral, at first she was angry, and then she realized they weren't sad people. I mean, why should she be sad and upset about this? And they weren't sad people. And she said, I would think that both of them would want people to be happy. They would want people to be happy and joyful, not upset. And that's what I want someday when I move on. Because I am human. And I know it's getting really deep and we're getting really serious here. But I really think a lot of us who don't go through like if you're like me and don't have a family member that has died, or someone that has passed on, you don't really know what that's like to have someone pass on. It just happens and you really don't know what to feel, because sometimes you don't feel anything. But I think for those of you who do go through that, I think too many people it just passes on in their mind. Like you're just like, no worries, that person's going to be fine, when they're not. But I don't know. I just have a feeling of reaching out to people who really need to talk to someone. Or maybe if you've had someone who died, you really don't want to talk about it. I get that. I don't like talking about it either. But I'm just saying, I am always open to talk to people. I don't judge people. I don't try to judge people. I've heard too many weird things to even judge people. And I just wanted everyone to think about that. Why is it with our funerals we're so upset, but in the Spanish culture, it's a celebration? I've always questioned that. And I guess sometimes you really don't question it, but I don't know, it's just, sometimes it's very interesting to me. And, I don't know. It's just a thought. I just had to talk about it because I really didn't know how to talk about it. I know there are people I can talk about it to, but I felt like I wanted to share it in a new way, with you guys, because I share all my stories with you guys, or try to. And maybe if I just share my thoughts sometime, maybe. But it seems like whenever you're upset, when you're sad, just know that that person who passed on, that the person who passed on in your life, whoever it is, they don't have to go through it anymore. They are relieved of pain, of hurt, of stress. They're relieved of all this stuff, Maybe in my situation, the girl who had a heart failure, she didn't really feel any pain or anything. She was completely happy, but, and I think whenever you do pass on, you're just finally free. For me, you're up in heaven. You're there with all the people that you love, and you'll never feel any pain anymore, and you will forever be up there in the happiest place in the world. And I try not to get too religious on people, because everyone's different, everyone has different beliefs, and I'm not going to be like a Jesus person and be like, you need God in your life. I don't do that. I don't like when people do it to me either. And, but another thing but I just remembered, it was a video that my economics class showed, and it was Steve Jobs saying, even, everyone is afraid, no one wants to die, no one really wants to die, because we're born to live. I think humans are born to live, and they don't want to die. That's one of the reasons why we don't want to die. And he said, even Christians, even the most religious people don't want to die. But anywho, thanks for staying and hearing my thoughts and my crazy self. You know, I mean, you're around me, you never have a dull moment. Trust me. But this was like a little more serious video, and I'm going on like 15 minutes right now. But just something to think about, and just know if anyone out there ever needs someone to talk to, and I know people hear that a lot. But I think when humans say that, we're serious. We were born to help people. We're born to help other people. You know, we stay in a pack. You know, humans can't live without other humans. We'd go crazy. So just know that I'm here for anyone out there. I know there are other people that are there for you, and if you needed anything to say, any thoughts that you have in your head, anything about this video, you can put it all down there. And I will read every single one of your comments. I always do. I don't always respond, but I always read them. So, looks like this is the end of our journey, filled with life, death, and lots of rainbows. Anyway, like, subscribe, leave a comment if you will, and I will see all of you on the flip side. Boom, boom, pa. Yeah.